Hi, this is the help video for Excel Chapter 6, the Pause and Practice, the Guided Project 6.3. I've already downloaded my start file. It's over here on the right. I've enabled it, and I have my instructions on the left. So for this assignment, we're going to read this little paragraph. The Wherever Shoe Company maintains inventory data and customer service results in your workbook. So look, there's an inventory and then a survey. You use lookup and reference, database, and logical functions to complete the data. You also use a financial function to calculate depreciation and a text function to enter email addresses. So I went ahead and opened this. I'm on my inventory sheet. The next thing I need to do is to name a range. So I want to select A3 through I39. And I'm just going to name this inventory. So once I have it selected, I go to my name box and I type inventory, enter. Remember, you always hit enter after you put in that name in the name box. So we have that. Now we're going to select L5. Oops, and I already left that in there. And we're going to type WE006. That's the product that we're looking for. So right here, it's going to match this rugged hiking boot, right? So we're going to type that. So what we're going to end up doing is using this L5 as what we're going to try and match, and then return the quantity based on what product. So you can change that product and always return how much you have in stock. So we went ahead and we typed L6. No, we select L6, which is the next one. This is where we're going to put our nested index and match, which is perhaps gives students the most trouble. And one of the things is the mechanics of entering match inside of index. And so match will look for a match of a value or a text and return the location. That location then gets fed into index because index is expecting a column row coordinate. Match is going to return that based on finding a match. So, but there's a specific way you have to enter it, and sometimes that gives students pause. So we're going to begin by coming up here to Formula, Lookup and Reference, and Find Index. So I'm in L6, and I found index. You always, at this point, type this array, row number, column number. And then I want you to note that, see how we're in the function argument index, and up here, see how it's bold in the formula bar? That means we're working on the index part. So in this array, I'm going to click on the F3 key. If you're on a keyboard that doesn't have a function key, that is its own key. If it shares it, you oftentimes have to hit the function key. So I'm going to hit F3, and it's going to bring up the list of range names. So that's what the F3 key does, right? It brings up range names that you can then pick from. So I'm going to pick on inventory, and it's going to select, remember I just named all that inventory, so now I don't have to go back and redefine that. I can just use the named range. So then for this row number, I don't have that information. I have to find it. And the way that I'm going to find it is with the match. Okay, and this is where it gets a little bit complicated. We want to, while we're in row number, we're going to come up here to what we call the name box, but because we're in this function box, it changes it, right? And so if match is here, you pick it. I don't have it, so I'm going to do more function, and I'm just going to type match and say go, and it found it. Once you use match, it'll keep it in your recent. So once I click on match, look, now I'm in the function argument match, and look up here at my formula bar. Index is no longer bold, but matches, because I'm working on that function, which is an argument for index, right? So you just want to pay attention. So one of the things is when you type these values in, guys, do not hit OK. Do not hit OK. So the lookup value that we want is L5, right? That's the product that we're looking for, L5. So remember, now we're looking at match. And so what we're saying is, hey, go find this product, and look, it returned WE006. So then it's like, okay, what are we matching it in? Well, we're going to match it in A3 through A39. That's this column right here. So we're saying go find this WE006 somewhere somewhere in this, right? So in this column of product IDs. Now, looking ahead for using this for real, I could probably have this product ID as a range name, right? And then just use the range name here. But we didn't do that. Okay, so let me catch up here. We did the L5. We did that. Match type is 0, which indicates that we're looking for an exact match there. Now, here's where we get crazy. Do not hit OK, right? So look up here at your formula. We've completed the match function. So I need to return to index so I can put the next component of the index, right? So this is going to return this, right? So it's going to find it in here. And now what I need to do for index is come across and say, what piece of information am I looking for? It's quantity, right? So I'm going to come right up here and click in my formula bar on index. It brings me back to my inventory, my index where I have inventory. And look, so now I need to type in the column number. So that's this information. So what am I returning? So here's what I'm finding, and then here's what I want to return. So it's a quantity. So I want to look at these headers and find a match for quantity. So we're clicked down here, and now we need to do match again. So we're going to come up to our name box, and there's match. It changes us to match, and now look up here at the formula. We're in this bold where it's matched. So now in this piece, right, because index, you need to have a row and a column. So we already got the row that we're finding. Now we need to find the column that we want to return, which is quantity. So we did that. So we're going to find lookup value is going to be quantity. And one of the things that I like to do is just copy and paste. Oh, it didn't work there. Okay, let's do quantity. We're going to just type quantity. That's what we're looking up. The array that we're looking up is A3 through I3, right? So we're trying, because you could make this where you're going to pull any piece. We happen to want to know quantity. So in all of these headers, we're going to look for quantity. And you can see right here, quantity, make sure you type it right, and then it's in there. The match type is a 0, so it's an exact match. And so we're done here and here. I want to return to index. So now my whole formula for index is done. And I want to validate that it's a 2, and it is, because like if we look here, 06 quantity is 2. It found it. Okay. Whew, that was a tough one. It is, honestly, it's probably the most complex that you're going to do. So let's change this. We're going to do WE, oops. So here we're going to do WE015, and we got a 4. So let's find 15, quantity 4. Good job. All right, I'm going to end this movie. So this movie is really all about step 5 index match. All right, thank you.